So today we're going to talk about different measures of location and things like that. And the first thing we're going to do is calculate the coefficient of variation. And that's the standard deviation over the sample mean. So it's S over X bar times 100. So in this particular case, and please look at the handout that I attached to this in this module, we're going to have 408.6 divided by 992, that's a 9.9 times 100, and that's going to give me 0.4115 times 100, or 41.15. Now you might be wondering, why do I use 4 places to the right of the decimal? You want to end up with 2 places to the right of the decimal, so you need that when you multiply by 100. Okay, let's look at percentiles. So we know from our web text that we have to do a couple of steps when we do our percentiles. So you're going to take the value of the percentile, we're going to call that P, over 100 times N. Now one of two things can happen. Alright, you'll either get a non-integer or you will get an integer. Now, these give you location clues. So when you get a non-integer, you round up. So if you get 6.2, for instance, you always round up to 7, and you always round up without regard to what the decimal extension is. When you get an integer, you're actually going to take the average of 2 values. And just hang on for 1 second and you'll see how that works. Average of 2 values. Okay, so let's look at part B in this. So I want to get the 40th percentile of the data set. And we know that N is 35. So you're going to have 40 over 100 times 35. And that gives me 14 right on the nose. So that's an integer. So in order to get my 40th percentile, what I'm going to do is take X at position 14 plus X at position 15, add them up and divide by 2. So you go to get the value at position 14, and that is 755. The value at position 15 is 760. Add them up, divide by 2, and that gives you 757.5. Okay, what about the 15th percentile? Use the same initial attack, so you have 15 over 100 times 35. Now this time, it's going to give you 5.25. That is a non-integer. Now, even though it just has a small decimal extension, you always round up. So I'm going to round this up to 6, and this tells me that I can find the 15th percentile at position 6. And when I look in my data set, the number value there is 654. All right? Then finally, we have a special percentile, we have the 50th percentile, but that's the same as getting the median. Aha. So that's going to be 50 over 100 times n of 35. That's going to give me 17.5. Okay, that's a non-integer, so I'm going to round up to 18. And this tells me that the 50th percentile, which is the same as the median, is equal to 805. Okay, so you might be wondering, what do these percentiles mean? Well, it's kind of like when you do the standardized tests, you get a raw score and you get a percentile. So your score reflects what percentile you're at. Okay? All right, good job.